Get set. Imagine. Greetings, fine folks, and welcome to yet another installation. Starfall Collective Jade Odyssey. When last we met, our players were in danger. But before we get to that, and before we find out what more will happen in the treacherous dreamscape, let me introduce you to some of our player characters. I am joined, as always, by Matt. You want to say hey to the folks and show them how it's done?
What's up? It's your boy, Matthew. Hello, my name is Matthew Talamini. I'm a writer and web developer based in Providence, Rhode Island, and you can find my stuff at MatthewTalamini.com. That's Matthew, Talamini. Smash that like and subscribe button. What?
Pick your keyboard, please. Jared, would you like to introduce yourself to the folks?
Hey, my name's Jared. I am playing Ivan, a middle-aged, actually probably in his 50s, large man who sometimes gets angry.
But we're working on that. With the help of really great group therapy, we're gonna tame those inner demons. LT.
Hey, this is LT.
Say hey and tell us who you're playing.
Yeah. Hi, this is LT. I play as Waggletop, a rock gnome who thinks he's a dwarf, and his wizard's robe is made of a thin white cloth that ties in the back.
Special. Very special.
Nice.
Jacob, who are you playing tonight?
Hi, I'm Jacob, and I am playing Boslin, the semi-fanatical, entirely megalomaniac demon hunter, self-proclaimed.
We will be joined soon by Eric playing Veda, the half-elf ranger. And we will be joined tonight by Mr. Dwight Knoll. Dwight, you want to say?
Hey, folks. I'm playing Inion Tumley, a, what's it called? Forest elf? No, that's not right. It's wood elf. I knew there were trees involved somewhere. Wood elf, archer guy. He's been in some fights, some battles, and probably in some denials, and he is laconic.
Excellent. And for those of us see on the meaning of the word laconic, is it like a dragon, but you lick things? Short-spoken.
Short-spoken. A
Very
man of
good.
few words, as it were. If you would like, he could describe it even more with more words. If you wanted to force him to, he would just keep talking and talking and talking.
Forced Logoria. Thank you. And Matthew, I forgot to inspire you or prompt you tonight.
Sorry. I'm playing the high elf warlock Crocular. That's Crocular with a CH. I guess
like that.
Very good.
Physical description would be he's slight and raggedy and malnourished looking, but yet with a mysterious air of refinement and strong artistic talent.
Speaking of artistic talent, when last we met, we were introduced to making a rather absurd and intense on a canvas, painting something that would certainly cause the elderly to cry and children to terror. We got to see a number of other players at the Highview Sanatorium, a place therapy for the magically, tragically, and criminal. Fortunately, they were all able to engage in a little bit of, and they were sent in to deal with it with whatever ails them, and upon showing they were uncover the presence of a unwanted weird, bizarre little aberration spying on them in the trees, which to go tearing after, but it evaded them. They were able to come upon some young women who were in deep distress, who appealed to them to recover their two sisters. By whom? Do any of you recall who it was that stole two of the 7 sisters away?
It was Big Moose.
It was the hunter in green.
Yes, of course.
The hunter in green with the sword of red, who causes terror wherever he goes, right? The hunter in green with blade of red, who fills the forest of dreams with dread. But puzzlingly enough, yes, you seemed to be in pursuit of a enormous moose, though nature checks or common sense to really put that together. Fortunately, LT is smarter than his absolutely mentally character. But yes, so they seem to be pursuing. Shortly after leaving these young ladies and following their trail, which seems to be coinciding with a you have yet to figure out how and why, you came upon a fawn, a satyr. Sorry, not a fawn, but a satyr. That seemed to be in a very bizarre way, and the bizarreness seemed to spread instantly to all of you. There were a number of different that everybody seemed to be under, and chaos, the dismembered, expired in the arms of Crocular. And as you pressed on further, you managed to kill, and you saw in the distance some guards that were on a path that seemed to be walking. This you were told that these young women had been taken to, and that is where we will open up on the scene. Dwight, your character, tell me again what look like.
He looks like a standard wood elf with a big bow, and he's also got 2 hand crossbows, and I believe also a medium crossbow. He's got all the bows
Loaded up.
Loaded for
Inion,
bow.
Loaded for bow. Inion, you find yourself walking along a path in the forest. There's a young orc boy walking beside you. That is whirring and clicking, and every now and then it will flap its arms. If there's a noise in the forest, it will rear up and honk mechanically at it. And the boy and the goose seem to be kind of on their anytime you try to them are engaged, just as likely to be talking to one another, playing with one another as pain. But as you see ahead of and you see Waggletop, Ivan, and Crocular all standing at the peak of this hill, looking down a path at a number of guards. It looks like 2 or 3 guards down the way. All of you see
these guys.
Yeah. You recognize a fellow member of a fellow patient at the Highview. You. All of you for whatever reason, being in the dreamscape, bizarre things seem to happen, and it just kind of clicks. You don't really question it. This is someone who you've been on dreamscape group therapy sessions with before, so it's not actually that surprising that you would be joined by someone mid-adventure, so to speak. As I said before, path leads downhill. You see these 2 guards on it, and they're walking towards a city. a city with high walls, and in the center of the city, you see a large tower arising. On the east side of the city, you see a large forested, and on the west side of the city, you see a stream running out of it. As you stand at the peak of the hill, you realize in a moment that you have just enough time to catch up to these guards. If you let them go, they're going to get away and make it all the way. Now, I believe
How far away are they?
a magical dream distance away that makes you think that you could get to them, a number of rounds. Distance in the dream world is very difficult to gauge. Sometimes things that seem far away can suddenly be close and vice versa. Last we played, I believe you tried to sneak ahead. Is that correct? Trying to remember.
Yeah,
I'm looking at my notes.
Yeah, I think it was Ivan and Crocular.
Yep.
I believe I was among those. I was just following Ivan, I think.
Yeah. So, Inion, you join Veda, Boslin, and Waggletop at the top of the hill, and further down the hill, you see Ivan and Crocular sneaking off towards these guards. I will to you. Do you guys try to follow and sneak behind Ivan and Crocular, or do you wait to see what happens?
I will try to sneak after him.
Okay. Roll me a stealth check, please.
How's that 8 doing?
It does. It gets you. Really, it's on par with the performance of Ivan and Crocular. They had already rolled and failed their hill, namely Waggletop, Boslin, and Veda. You see a little ways ahead, the 3 guards turn, and you see these ghosts protruding from lacquered black armor, and you see them bleat at Ivan, Crocular, and Inion and charge toward. Everyone, please roll for initiative.
How far away?
A magical
They're
dream
distance away.
They're dream distance away.
Less than 60 feet?
Less than 60 feet. For our purposes.
Great. All right.
Crocular got a 9 on his initiative.
Natural 1, 3.
Excellent.
I'm glad I got it here instead of like a strength saving throw or something.
You can always get another.
Yeah.
Ivan got
nowhere to blow it up. Oh, sorry.
Ivan got a
dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
I also got a dirty 20.
Excellent. Inion, I believe you're going to beat him because I'm guessing that as a wood elf, you're going to have a higher dex score than an old barbarian.
I got a +3.
I have a 17.
We tied our dex score.
Roll off. Roll me a d20.
Got a 17.
Okay.
I got a 10.
All right. Excellent. And we are going to place Veda. I'm going to roll for her.
Brought shame to my family.
Okay.
She has a +3 to initiative.
Excellent.
I have her character sheet pulled up here, so.
Sehr gut. All right. I believe. And Waggletop, what did you get?
6.
A 6.
Yeah.
True to form. Mm-hmm. Excellent. All right. Ivan, you see one of these goat men pull out a net and he throws it in the direction of whoa! And you see a net land covered in this large, black, sticky, thick corded, but it is 3 guards before you, all with goat faces. One of them has just thrown a net over Ivan. 2 of them, the other 2, are wielding what appear to be barbed pikes, and they are bleeding in some language that you don't recognize.
Well, let's make them bleed in a language we do recognize.
Take some
So-
inspiration. That's just a lovely pun right off the bat. Definitely worthy of inspiration.
That's my favorite song by Tiny Hall.
I'll make you bleed in a language we understand.
It's a love
Am I-
song.
Does that mean I'm entangled?
It will mean that when we get to your turn. Yes, it will.
Oh, sorry. Who are you talking to?
Oh no, I'm sorry. It is Ivan's turn first. I apologize. I've already messed up the turn order. That's just dead wrong. Ivan, you are covered in a net. It is your turn.
So does that mean how far away am I?
At this point, you're about 10 feet from them.
So it's like, am I entangled? Does that mean I have to use my action to disentangle, or does it just slow me down and I can
Yes.
still?
If you do disadvantage on all of, you would need to make a DC 10 strength check to get yourself untangled from this net.
Okay, I will. You see, Ivan. This how should I describe it? Maybe something like something like relaxes or something releases in him, and his eyes go wide and bright, and he aims to rip the net off, and then as a bonus, and then also use a bonus action. We'll see if he can rip the net off with his. So rolled a 12.
So
Okay.
Ivan peels the net, and you see it just tear apart. It's thick.
And then with his woodcutter's axe, he's going to charge the one who threw the net at him and try to sink that into him.
Okay.
Okay, so I rolled an 18. It's like 20 something.
Good night, nurse. Yes, that hits.
24. Okay, and then. Okay, I roll a d12. Plus 4. So I dealt 8 damage to him with my woodcutter's axe.
Excellent. He bleats out in pain, anguish, and you see him reach for a horn that is tied to his chest. Enion, it is your turn.
I aim at the horn, trying to strike him through the horn.
Go for it.
And I give it a little shot, 16 to hit. And it does 11 piercing damage.
See this arrow go through the horn into his. See this guard, and you hear it making burbling goat noises that are chilling, horrifying, and yet somehow satisfying for their of your end.
And that is the language I understand.
That is the language you understand.
I would then.
You have
just my movement. I'll back up
Okay.
35 feet.
back up 35 feet. Okay. One of these guards takes out his pike, drops the pike, points it at you, charges at you, running after you. Ivan, make a. You have the opportunity for an opportunity attack if you wish to take it.
Yes, I used my bonus action already. What do I need to use for an opportunity?
Your
attack?
You can use your reaction to make a weapon attack.
Great.
So it's a
18.
melee attack, right?
So 24, and let's see, 7 damage.
This card, it takes 7 damage as it goes charging
Oh, wait,
past.
Actually, 9.
9.
I'm...
This
Wait,
guard
is-
takes
is
9
it-
damage as it
well,
goes charging past.
Can we just sort out a technical thing?
Yeah.
For rage, I have to add that manually, or when I click on the box,
You do
I
have
must
to.
probably have to add a manually.
You do have to use, I believe, a bonus standard for your rage, though. So you would need to check that on your character.
Yeah.
So for now, or
Oh.
did you use your mechanic to enter a rage? Was that what was happening with your eyes?
Yeah, sorry. I was
That's cool.
describing that, but I did not say that.
Sucked into the character development of it all. So, but yes, mechanically speaking, you are inexplicably calmly raging. Crocular, it is your turn. You see this guard has gone charged after Inion, who is backing up while the guard chases after him.
Yeah, so there's 2 of them up, and the one chasing Enion is wounded. Are
Correct.
they behind me at this point?
Sure to you. They're not behind you. Let's just say that they've run a few feet away to the side. So they're within
Okay.
10, 15 feet of you.
Cool. Well, the one that's already injured is going to get an Eldritch Blast. And that's going to be 18 plus 5 is 23 to hit.
That does, in fact, hit.
Sweet. Oh, yeah. 9 damage. Pow.
This Eldritch Blast
That's all.
thoroughly cooks this fool. How does he die? What is your, remind me what your Eldritch looks like?
It looks as though in a small area, the world is like a pencil sketch or a painting, and somebody's just
right.
dragged an eraser in a long line across it. And I think the part of him that gets wounded is sort of, it seems to become unreal. It sort of just disappears. This is a form of, it just sort of like becomes not real. He used to have a liver, but then I sort of blasted it into, it became imaginary.
Excellent. Veda pull out her bow, her longbow, elven longbow, and she fires, but the shot goes just at third guard's head. Waggletop, how do you?
So the situation is there's 2 that are kind of up and standing and one that's fighting.
There's one unharmed guard. Crocular just finished off the second guard.
Oh, okay. First of all, wait! We need them to find Big Moose. And I run forward and try to get them to slow down on killing them. That's my main.
Okay,
goal.
so
Not stop. You just slow down.
up his
Slow them
hands.
down. Just capture one of them. Stop breaking them.
All right. So Boslin, your team has asked you to do something that heretofore seems uncharacteristic to me, namely to show rational thought. And you tell me, how does Boslin respond to this plea from his party member, party mate, to spare the life of this guard?
Well, firstly, I have an action, or really a feature, called, where is it? Yes, detect good and evil. That won't cut it though. What? No, never mind. Divine Sense. I used it in the beginning of the last session. I can know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet. It's like a radar ping, sort of. So I'm going to do that. It costs an action. So let's see. Is celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet of me, which includes the guards, the 3 guards?
Sure. Give me a Arcana, if you will, to see with what level of precision and or flavor text you come to a conclusion about him.
Gotcha. 11.
11. This guard before you smells fiend, but you know that it's not a full-on fiend. A fiend from hell. It would be giving you a clear, solid your spiritual radar, so to speak. But it does smell.
Well, then, as far as Boslin's concerned, no holes barred. He is going to just charge straight at that thing. I have a bonus action, too, which I don't think can be used for anything offensive. So he's just going to hold out on that. And he's going to just...
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to use that bonus action to just start screaming, Demon! At the guy. No effect whatsoever, but, like, I have it to spare.
The demon feels very cold out.
Okay, so how far the guy has run away? Like a good 60 feet?
Ran past you. The guy who ran past you is... There is still a guard before you, about 10 feet in front of you, middle of the road, who has been named Demon, remember, and has been interceded on behalf of by another.
Grab him!
Okay. I have to figure out. I haven't figured out. So Ivan is in a frenzied rage right now. There's this thing called frenzy attack that I did.
Okay. Okay.
And there's rage. Maybe he'll roll maybe I'll do it like Matt and roll like a wisdom saving throw to see if he can hear Waggletop. Like let's say DC 15. That's like medium. Does that sound reasonable? I'll do it.
Hey, man. You tell me your truth.
Whoa. Okay. I rolled a 5, so I don't think that's going to sink in with Ivan. He's going to do 2 attacks with his wood axe. When he's in a frenzy, he can use his action and then also a bonus action. So he's going kind of crazy fast and hard and strong.
Wow.
He's really big. He's like 250 pounds. Okay. The first attack is a
Waggletop dives out of the way.
is a 17.
That hits.
The second attack is a natural 20.
Yipes.
Okay. Yeah. Wow.
There's brains and little pieces of bone everywhere.
So the first hit is 8
It's
damage.
about to be. Okay.
The second hit is okay.
Oh, they're right here.
23 damage.
So with first blow, you flip the axe backwards and you kind of bludgeoning mash it against the guy on the first pass, and then having wound fully back, you just bring it over and you see it go soaring off of his shoulders and go rolling down the hill as you separate his head from the rest of his body.
Is he dead?
Congratulations, you solved my guards in the road puzzle.
Mr. Dungeon
You
Master.
killed the beast with the man's head and the man's with the beast's heads. We're never going to find Big Moose. If you guys keep killing everybody.
I would like to do something real quick.
Ivan,
I have spell Silent Image. Lets me make a 15-foot image of an object, creature, or some other visible phenomenon that is no larger than a 15-foot cube. I would like to Wile E. Coyote Roadrunner this scene and create a 15-foot by 15-foot image of what the road should look like from the perspective of the city, right? In between the city and this carnage that we have created.
Excellent. And does say anything about the requirement save to perceive or anything like that?
Yep. A creature that uses its action to examine the image can determine that it is an illusion with a successful intelligence investigation check against my spell save DC.
Okay.
Which it doesn't. Let me see. I know what it is.
Extremely
13.
artistic camouflage.
So investigation of 13 from the other side will reveal that there's an illusion. But otherwise, I don't know if 15 feet is enough to like sort of cover
Very
the
suspicious.
scene.
You're basically can't.
But I do my
say
best.
that
I'm an
with-
artist.
I'll say that with enough that if you guys huddle together, suddenly as around all of you that are inside of this magical can see each other, but you also see this overlay of the three guards walking next to each other, and you even see them kind of opening their mouths at one another. You see they're looking around, but it's a silent image, so you don't hear any of the bleeding. They do appear to be walking along, just kind of walking, which looks a little weird. Maybe they're all kind of standing there looking at each other. And as you begin to move, you see that these three guards begin to move just at the very front of your. Congratulations, you have not only murderized these three guards, made a way to sneak close. So as you travel closer to the city, you see that there is a small village of what appear to be goatmen people are kind of raising humans in these little dirt. You see people wearing burlap clothing, and now and then you see a goat man go over and throw around the neck of one of these people and begins leading them as they kind of shuffle on all fours down the road to the gate of this city. It is. Do you wish to rely upon the magical silent image that is being sustained around you to try to sneak in? Do you try to go about it a different way? You see that there is a cemetery on the east side of the city. You see that there's a river flowing out of the city on the west side. It is.
This is our moment. We are in a silent box. This is our chance to huddle up and talk about what the heck happened with the Satyr last time. What were we compelled by, and what was going on, and what's our best guesses, and what are we thinking about these goat people? I'm happy to not do that in character since we did actually all get to watch, but I just want it noted that we team talked.
Yeah, and normally this spell would dissipate after 10 minutes, but I've got a special warlock thing. I can cast it whenever, so when it's about to run out, I can let it lapse and recast it. So we can spend as long as we want in here. For a normal wizard, this would be extremely draining, but not for me.
Yeah.
You see the three goat men standing there together, chit-chatting as though around a magical water cooler on the side of the road.
After, I'll mention, right after we finish that battle, Ivan was kind of like, once his breathing settled down, he was like smiling and looking around, kind of like, yeah. And then when Waggletop said that thing, his smile dropped, and he nodded and he was like, oh, dang it. So when we're in this situation, Ivan doesn't say anything, but he looks at Waggletop out of deference to see how Waggletop wants to
What?
play this.
Waggletop, a guy with ideas.
So, Big Moose is well known for being able to change people's form. There are men with the heads of beasts, beasts with the heads of men. Clearly, he's been here. One of them is bound to be able to tell us where he is. We should try to capture one. Clearly, they're not very friendly to people, so maybe one of the elves should go and try to capture one. Or talk to them. I don't know.
Boslin's going to get almost uncomfortably close to Waggletop's face and say, "This Big Moose, is he a demon?"
No, he's an evil shape-shifting shaman.
Oh, then I have no business killing him. And he's just going to walk over to Crocular.
Ivan will say, that's probably a good idea. That sounds like something Brick would say.
Anybody who
sort
wants
of
make me a insight.
On what?
yeah.
15.
Okay.
15.
Enion, I didn't.
16.
You're actually the only person who was not eligible to make this check. Who made more than a 15?
I did.
A 15 or
Veda,
more.
Boslin, and someone else. Maybe.
Realize that you haven't heard Brick in your head. You haven't heard words of insight, guidance since you engaged with these 3 guards that you killed.
Do you want me to grab one of them?
And beat it out of him.
Ivan says to Waggletop, I could bring him in here.
Yes. Yes, that would be good.
Crocular says to Waggletop, okay, it went like this. Waggletop, I don't really know what's going on, but whatever you want to do, I can make it look really good.
Awesome.
And I'm communicating that I'm very unintelligent. No investigation, no nature, no arcana, and also no strength. Grappling people is not going to work for me, but I can intimidate and deceive out the wazoo. I'll make it look good, whatever you're doing.
Let's
I'll be your
grab one
hype
of them
man.
and find out where Big Moose is and why he's taking the princesses. You can break anything you want on them, just make them stay alive and able to talk.
So we kill the 2 and save 1?
Sure. We only need 1, I think.
Wait, where are the 3?
They were like around the water cooler.
No, those are
Is that
those
That's my
are
illusion.
images of the people we
Got
just
it.
killed.
Got it.
We're going to have to go into this town and actually find some of these
Yeah.
folks.
I say we shoot them. Just shoot them.
I can shoot them too?
Well, Josh said didn't we see 3 of them like leading humans around? Is that what
We
you
saw
said, Josh?
some.
The 3 that you see are the 3 silent image guards that were the guards that you killed in the bath, and now they are standing around in front of you, chit-chatting with each other. You guys are on the edge of this. It's
That's
not.
an illusion.
It's just maybe like a dozen or so little dirty stick huts, and next to each of these huts, a wooden pin where you see humans that have chains around their neck. They're chained to stakes, and you see them kind of eating out of little pig slop troughs. And every now and then you'll see a goat person either come out of one of these buildings and take a human, a leash around its neck, and lead it into the city. Sometimes people, goatmen, one of them will come out of the city, come get a person from the pen and leave the city.
When people have messaged me, they've done it through Slack.
How big are the buildings? Is it like, could we all fit in one of them? The buildings with the pens?
You could all fit in. It's a small hut that be like
Okay.
40 square feet.
Okay. So there's probably not a bunch of them in there either. Maybe we should
No,
wait till we find
no.
one that goes into a building, into one of those huts, and then go in there and get them. Is there a hut kind of near the edge of the group of structures that we're close to?
Yes, there is.
Ivan's just going to run out and start running through the village with no attempt to be sneaky, looking for somebody to grab, a goat man to grab. He has...
Yeah.
If anyone tries
Yes.
to sneak up on him, I'll shoot them.
Okay.
He's out of his frenzied attack, but he still has rage for a minute. So he's very highly biased towards action, and he's just gonna be looking.
I'll say all of this is probably triggered by there being a goat man who is wandering edge of the village. There's actually nothing between you guys and him. He seems to be kind of poking around in some brambles and is munching on a bush growing behind one of these hovels. If you strike now, you might actually be able to grab him without anybody seeing him.
Yeah,
Get him.
I'll run towards him and grapple him.
Do I see anyone seeing him?
No. You get your, or make me a perception check. I say no, but make me a perception check.
10.
Yeah, you've got your bow out, you've got an arrow nock, you're scanning around, and you don't see anybody. You don't hear anything, you don't hear an alarm raised. Ivan, make me a strength-based this goat and with him and bring him back.
Athletics or grappling or
athletics.
just pure strength?
Make me an athletics check because you're snatching
Okay.
this guy while he's unaware. He's you've caught him flat-footed. He's not resisting you. Just make me an athletic and drag him back.
14.
14 does it. This goat man, and you drag him back, and him you see a look of shock on his face, and then you see he begins to try to bleat and squeal. You guys have a matter of seconds to do something about that.
I say to him, "Hello, friend. The hunter in green with a sword of red sent us to get you. We have some questions for you that he would like you to answer."
Am I there, or did they split up?
Ivan darted out from the silent image, grabbed a guy, brought him back, and now you are all huddled around. He's on his ground, looking up at all of you, and Crocular is making really, really creepy solicitations of information from him. The goat man laying on his looks up.
Where is Big Moose?
Give me just 1 sec. Hang on. Let me narrate something, and then everybody can react. The goat man looks at all of you with terror in his eyes and says,
All right. You insult me like that? No. Axe to the face.
Did
no.
anyone hear him?
I put a hand on his arm.
Does a
and then say what
21
I
hit?
said.
Take these in order. Inion,
Roll
make
initiative?
me. Inion, make me a perception.
How's a natural 20, a 23 perceive, if anyone heard him?
That hut was closest to
All of you, you see a little flap lifts up, and you
Uh-huh.
head stick out of that flap. Roll for initiative.
Can I still?
22!
8.
Oh,
15 for Ivan.
12 for Boslin.
8.
Can I still make that axe attack before combat happens? Because
No,
okay,
no, you
cannot, because that
bleat is what set off everything. Okay,
Okay,
8 for Veda, and who else got an 8? Waggletop?
Yep.
Okay.
Whose
Dexterity
dexterity is better?
14.
could I still use the roll that I got for that attack though?
Sure, knock yourself out.
Great.
All right, Inion.
You can use the
you
roll,
see-
but only on trying to knock yourself out.
Yep,
Mr. DM, I got
Inion.
a 4.
Mr. DM,
Dracula got a 4.
Procular got a 4.
So as
Nice.
the flap opens, you see an arrow released directly
Yep.
into the flap.
Yep.
Does a 10 hit?
Believe it or not, 10 does hit a unarmored
Oh.
goat
Actually,
man.
I clicked the wrong button. It's a 12.
That
Does a
hits
12
with
hit?
10% more hit. Congratulations.
Nice.
Even though somebody poking their head out of a window ought to have half cover?
It's completely stuck out.
Half cover would be +2, right? So it works.
They've shoved
he
their head
takes,
completely out the window.
He takes 10 damage.
You see the arrow goes straight into the eye of this thing, and
Oh my
you
God.
see the shut, and you see that there's an arrow, just the arrow sticking out of the flap of the. Not moving, so you're fairly certain. Congratulate, murderized
He's
this
a
thing.
very good surgeon.
Yeah.
With my axe, I'm gonna do a non-lethal hit on this bleeding guy. Bleating.
All right.
Okay.
And hit him with the
20
blunt end.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, that
hit. Yeah.
So 7 damage.
okay. Okay. Lynn, axe above your head.
And trust me, this will not be unlethal. I rolled a 22 for the last attack. Still apply?
Still applies, sure.
Great.
Go for it.
Now for damage.
Is this
9
non-lethal
damage.
damage, or is this normal damage?
No, I'm half lengthwise.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, the guy we captured?
You do.
There's a whole city of them out there.
The guy we captured? Okay.
Whole city -1, technically.
2
Minus
now.
2.
They're 4 down.
Minus
yeah.
5, actually.
Yeah. They're yeah. You guys are just slow.
It's like golf for us.
Thinning
the herd, so to
speak. Yeah. The axe comes down, gives way.
As
Butter before a hot knife, and there's now head in 2 different directions, and this goat man is fully unalive.
Ivan, and say, you should really stop holding back on your axe throws. You'll get a lot more cleavage that way.
Ivan,
Crocula is
All right.
going to turn to Waggletop and say, I think that me and Boslin should go for a walk somewhere while the rest of you try and do something useful back here. Hey,
Not so
Boslin,
dumb after all. Killer.
do you want to see something that I found in the forest over here?
Was it a demon?
Now, I will say,
May
was
have
a
been
demon.
let me set the scene for you. You are in your of the village, just about a dozen little hovels with little human pins connected to them, and then 100 feet further down the walls of the city.
So you guys
Are about a couple of 100 feet from the city. For hundreds of feet in every direction, there is nothing but flat, marshy plains. You see that there are mud pits, they're burbling, there's a smell to the earth, that little bits of steam. So the woods would be hundreds and hundreds of feet away from you. You're out in the open, hiding under magical spell that you're sustaining.
I guess then in that case, I offer Boslin to show him a sulfurous pit to hell that I think I might have found just a little ways away.
Yeah, there's one like 50
I'll
feet
show
away.
you your own bowels on the floor. I'll trust you when I trust a demon. Yes, which is what you are.
Uh-oh.
You see
Now,
this.
what do you have to say about that,
Goose?
Boslin?
You see this little that was next to the boy opens its arms. It begins flapping, and it lunges forward, snaps at his face. Boslin kind of jerks his face back, and you see that this goose now flapping its wings at Boslin and is snapping at him with its beak.
Can I punt the goose?
Roll me an attack.
All right. Where's the honor? Wow, 5. That was just great.
Cool. So as you go to kick at the goose clamps down on your leg and bites and begins pulling on. And you now have a goose latched onto your leg.
Okay. Is it like firmly stuck?
Its mechanical jaws its mechanical beak has clamped down on you, and it feels like it is pretty well clamped. I mean, obviously you could do something about it, but for right now, a mechanical leg. Phrases you didn't expect to hear when playing D&D for 100.
Yeah. Like stand on one leg and just try and swipe at it with my axe. Sort of position it in a way so that it would just be dangling in the air.
Mm-hmm. Roll me a dexterity save.
All right. 20, non-natural.
Okay, do you get any bonus?
I got an 18 plus 2.
Okay. You go to swipe at the animal, swipe at the goose, and suddenly you realize a little orc boy is holding your weapon, and his eyes are glowing with and you see this little boy square up at you and say, "Leave my phone!"
Tell your goose to leave me alone.
He whacks you
Ivan,
with the wooden part. You take 1 hit point of damage.
Ow.
and Ivan stands up beside the orc boy as if to take the orc boy's side.
Meanwhile, Veda's.
That was my
uh,
goat, not yours, boy.
Correction. That was a demon. Would have corrupted your soul and turned you into one of them. You're welcome. I have my axe back.
That's
Make
not
an
what we're playing
intelligence
for.
check.
Me?
Intelligence check, Boslin. Yes.
Okay. Just straight intelligence?
Yep.
12.
Yeah. I mean, it's not demon. It is a goat man. You knows fiendish. You know there's something evil about it. But even you understand the concept of this is this.
It's that kind of
thing.
a demon.
So.
It doesn't really matter.
Ivan stands up with him and says, "You're not coming with us like this, boy. Go somewhere else."
Give me back my axe and take your goose.
Ivan
you see-
attacks.
Oh, go ahead.
Ivan's gonna punch at him.
That's attack.
I rolled a dirty 20.
Wow.
Boslin,
what is your
AC 20 or higher?
No, it's 14.
Okay, fair enough. And Ivan, what kind of damage are you doing?
It says 5.
You did 5 damage?
Wow.
Okay. So Boslin, 5 damage on your character sheet.
And I'm saying, cut it out. I'm not playing.
Neither am I. There's a goose on my leg. This kid stole my axe. I just want to stop the demonic incursion. Yeah.
Okay, he's gonna aim to punch him again.
The goose unlatches from Boslin's leg and is now
Menacingly
opening its arms at him, and you see the goose's head kind of hissing and bobbing back and
biting you.
So while it was latched, Veda's mouse was sniffing at it. Can I see what Veda learns?
Sure.
16? No. Oh, no, that's you.
Yeah.
16.
Yeah. You have a sense memory and you smell clay dust in the nose of your rat.
Does that mean anything to her?
I mean, it smells like clay dust. So there you go.
Question. With
The 16,
you get the smell of clay dust, and it definitely
find that it
probably means something, but with just that roll, that is all the information you gather. Now, if Aaron puts any pieces together, Aaron is free to figure out whatever Aaron will figure out, but that is what Veda knows right off the bat.
Cool. Aaron is observing that clay dust is a weird smell for a sulfur pit area.
That's
So
what the
perhaps
goose
it's not
smells
as-
like.
that it-
That's what the mechanical goose smells like. You said that you wanted to sniff the. Yes, so that's what the mechanical goose. Okay.
Okay. Well, either way, this is a weird smell for here. Nothing else here is clay dust. It's all sulfur and gross and slimy and rotting.
Ivan's not going to play with this guy Boslin, so he's going to, this time, take his axe and do a non-lethal attack.
Okay.
Crocula holds up some rope.
Oh,
We could just tie Boslin up?
Yes,
I
Boslin.
can make him look
Boslin,
in
tie
like-
yourself up. Here,
Tie
give him the
yourself
rope.
up, Boslin.
You're causing too much trouble. Tie yourself up.
Boslin is going to look incredulously at both of you and then sort of glance over at Ivan and say, Fine, the goose is off my leg and I want my axe back, but
No.
I'll tie my... What
We're
do you
not
mean,
giving you your
no?
axe.
Why?
You've clearly been infested by a demon. You're acting like a crazy person.
I can't be infested by a demon. That's not how this works.
Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Demon
Sure,
infestation
my
is for
friend.
people that deal with demons all the time and have regular contact with them and their blood. And he's going to
Boslin,
check
roll me-
himself for a second.
You are trying to kill everything just like a demon.
He sort of checks himself
Boslin,
for a
roll me a
second.
wisdom saving. What? Roll me a wisdom.
Wisdom saving throw, Boslin.
Which direction is success in this scenario?
Does a natural one do anything?
Okay.
In a moment of sheer. Did you ever see the episode of the
Tim turns the tables on
Dwight? And no, you said I would do the investigation. Drugs, and in a moment of terror, he thinks, "Oh, this is exactly what happens to you." In a moment of terror, that all of your anger is coming from a demon that has possessed you, and the only way that you can protect your party members is by tying yourself up. So, dexterity-based check to.
Let's see how good of a job you do.
20. Not natural. 18 plus 2.
Holy cow! All right,
This
so
is
you
just
rolled
great, isn't it?
You rolled a 1 to resist and a 20 to comply with it.
Now,
Glad that you up so well because now you know that your teammates are safe and that you are a danger to yourself and others because there's a demon trying to make you attack everything around you.
Boslin is going to look very solemnly and say, I'm very sorry for everything that I've done. I keep the battle axe for now, at least. I want that back once all of this, he says, just generally pointing to himself, gets out of here. But please, well, he can't point to himself because he's tied up. Once all of this demon stuff gets out of me, I'd like the battle axe back, but please keep it for now and keep it far away from me.
You see the boy solemnly
and kind of nods
nods to you and takes a step back to the edge of the dome and holds it tight and away from you.
If anyone has any chalk, I know exorcism rites. That might help.
No,
I
we're
can
gonna
use
go
my
in.
toes. You don't even have to untie me.
We're gonna go in the village now. I guess. Looks like you're doing better, so you can follow behind. I guess.
Gotcha. Does anyone have the chalk? I actually know how to perform an exorcism.
I don't have any.
20 has managed to tie his ankles, knees, arms, and he did it. Somehow he is fully body bound. He looks like a really sloppy spider wrap job. I mean, he's fully bound. He can hop
along beside you,
but he's going to be able to go about 5 feet around that way.
Well,
Ivan,
I can instruct you on proper exorcism rites, and then I'll be right as rain, I promise you.
Ivan's gonna look at Waggletop to see, like, all right, where to?
Okay. Little boy, do you live in this city? At the city walls. The big city walls.
You see the kid, you look guy,
You ask him if he lives in the city,
and he says, "No, I don't live in the full of goat people. I like to play with my
goose.
Oh. Have you seen the big moose?
far off look in his eye. He says,
He's wearing a green cloak and he has a red sword.
I did with a cloak or a sword, but I did see a moose with 2 girls.
Wait, did he actually look like I'm talking about a guy named Big Moose. Did he actually look like a moose?
I don't know what the moose's name was. 2 girls.
Oh, now he's just
My goose and I had to be really quiet.
Look like a moose.
He was the biggest moose I've ever seen. I don't think moose is supposed to be that big.
Where did you see the 2 girls and the moose?
Well, the moose had a girl on each of his, and he was going that way. He was going towards the city. My goose wanted to bite him, but I had to hold it like this.
He clamps the goose's beak shut, and you see it kind of
power down, and it folds itself up into a little, like the way a swan would look when it's just gliding on a river. Its neck is kind of folded back.
Did you take anything from him like you did from Boslin?
Did I take anything from the giant moose? Wait,
Yeah.
that moose was huge. He would have crushed me. He would look moose too. Like there's a lot of nice moose and mean moose, and he looked like he was meaner than the meanest moose.
Yes, he's
anybody's ever
definitely
seen.
mean. He shrunk me down like this.
Diabolical.
I am actually a mighty dwarf, Reginald Thickbeard of the Thickbeard clan. But I
Funny.
come before you like this. I'm smaller than you.
He did a good job. You look nothing like a dwarf.
I know. Terrible. But the only way to fix it is to find him and reverse his evil magic.
Absolutely horrendous.
Well, it looks like we have to go into
Magical
the
moose?
city. Yes. He's a shapeshifter, and he shifts other people's shapes too.
Of course he's a magical move. How do you think he'll turn a majestic dwarf into this thing? No offense.
Understood.
What's a dwarf?
Whatever this isn't.
I'm not
Exactly.
You
that.
guys
Right.
really?
Am I a dwarf?
Am I a
You
dwarf?
think you're confused? I've been possessed by a demon. Apparently there's a moose turning people into gnomes. Nothing makes sense anymore,
Veda-
little child.
Veda, you feel
on your sleeve.
and you
See, and he says,
what's a dwarf? What is that? What's a dwarf?
Oh gosh, how does she answer?
Short people, but you're not supposed to call them midgets anymore.
No. They're at least twice as tall as me. And 10 times as thick. Majestic, indeed.
it's as thick as him. I'd be
So I
A
couldn't
dwarf.
sleep in my bed.
Indeed. Yes, we have special stone beds in our mountain kingdoms.
As Waggletop is describing this, Crocular is sketching on the ground with a stick in the dirt a majestic dwarf in beds of stone, and there's a whole sort of portrait forming as this conversation goes on.
Roll me a
just looked
performance
at the
check.
kid. Veda responds to the kid's spinning with a derisive, mind yourself, and nothing else.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And the kid crisscross applesauce
Style.
and
Looks over.
at the scratch that Crocular is making in the as I That? I don't want to look like dirt and be 10 times as big as I am now. That's terrifying.
Vela says, "You gonna grow up to be a dwarf? That what you have in mind?"
No, I want to grow up to be a goose. My friend here. And he points to the goose.
Well, then you
I
should
think we'll
come
need
with
an
us,
exorcism for him too.
and you should show us where the big moose guy is, because we need to find him, and we need to get those girls back from him.
Tracks are right there.
Yeah, they're going into the city. And he points to path.
Deep.
In fact, right there, you can't believe you missed them. In North Goose tracks.
Oh, there they are. Let's go.
Yeah.
It's just going
Towards the city gates with this silent.
image over you as your camouflage. So
It's the plan.
Oh wait,
Yeah, but I
the
wanna
city is
drop
full
the
of goat
guards.
people.
I just want it to be what the road would look like behind us. No guards.
No guards.
I mean, basically, the silent image is making it look like you're not three
Goatmen guards
where in the middle of this area where you are.
Right, and I only want the first part of that.
Oh, you
Without
just
the
don't.
goatman guards.
Okay, this is
Yeah.
just camouflaging you. Okay,
Just like so this is what like when Wile E. Coyote puts up a big mural of a tunnel on a mountain in Looney Tunes. That's what I'm doing. It's a big mural.
Excellent.
It's a big magical mural of the road behind us that I'm putting up in front of us as we go.
Are we Wile E. Coyote or are we the Roadrunner?
Time will
We
tell.
are.
I mean, we have a goose, so that one.
I tell you what, inside of me, I've got a Wile E. Coyote and I've got a Roadrunner too.
as you move, you see that there are no guards at the gates. You see that there's no one keeping people from going in and out. But as you get to the in the is a stone kind of fort structure, and protruding out is a tower. And at the top of that tower is a giant glass eye that looks like a giant eye, and it seems to be looking around at all of the little at all of the goatmen leading humans in a line down the road into that stone building that
passes over
you, all of you, and in a moment of terror, all of you, but it's
on,
and it glances over you and continues to inspect the road, glancing at the various different sacrifices.
I have an idea, you guys. Let's untie Boslin. Everybody hold the rope, and I'll turn into a goat man.
Oh no, you
And
ain't
I'll lead
untying
you in.
me with a demon inside, and he's gonna start.
No, we'll let go of it.
Defensively.
We'll let you can let the demon out when we get into the city with all the goat men.
I ain't letting no demon out of me, and he's just gonna start hopping into the forest.
Okay. Does anybody else
There's
have a
no
rope?
forest.
Does anybody else have a rope?
So
Check.
who is holding on? You can't even keep up with the party at this point. Someone is
Oh, yeah.
carrying Boslin. Who is carrying Boslin?
Maybe we slung him over the rat. Did we bring the boy with the goat?
Oh,
the
yeah.
boy with the goose?
He's
The little
here.
orc boy with
Where's
the
that
goose.
boy?
Yes, he is still with you.
Oh. Boy,
I
do
don't
you
have
want
any
to go
muted.
rope
into
that
the
I've been
city?
you're
carry
muted.
anybody.
Jared, you're muted.
I was planning to leave him behind, and if anybody wanted to carry him, I would probably object.
Okay.
The
So
orc boy or Boslin?
Boslin.
Boslin?
Well, we don't
So
want him
Boslin's-
outside of the silent image, or else the big eye would see. So I think
Well,
Boslin's with us.
we pretty much left him at the village, and it's what, another 15-20 minute walk to the city.
Oh no,
I thought the
no.
village was right up against the
100
city.
feet.
Ah,
We need to retcon this. We need to
Yeah,
have
this conversation. Sorry, there was a discrepancy of expectation.
Let's just rewind.
And back to the part where we're outside the city and have not yet gone in. Bob, you guys realize that in order to move forward and get into the city, you're going to have to do something about Boslin to carry him, or you're going to have to find a way to stash and or hide whatever else you want to do. Hey, man,
It's D&D.
This isn't multiple choice. The world's your oyster.
Yeah.
How do you guys proceed?
Ivan
We
picks
put him
him
in
up.
a giant oyster.
Ivan picks him up and puts him in that hut that
With a dead
Enian
goat in it.
shot into.
As I'm being carried into there willingly, by the way, Boslin is going to say over to Croncular, "Hey, you know how to do rites and that stuff. I can show you how to do a exorcism. It could be a good learning opportunity for you, and it would not make me want to kill you as much." Which is the demon talking, by the way, which is weird. You specialize in demons. The point is, can you get this demon out of me?
Boy, shut up. Have some quiet. This is therapy. We're trying to get better here.
I am trying to get better. There is a demon in me, and I'm asking the person.
We're going to go do this one. You recite the things Brick has told you. We'll come get you at the end, because Brick says we all finish together.
Roll me a insight check. You reference Brick.
Okay. Let's see. 8 plus something. Insight is... Okay. 9.
Okay. Yeah. You give Stern talking to, and yeah, nothing. That's it. Sorry, nothing happens. Very uneventful. Sorry.
I'll try to do it here, I guess. Do you have any? I guess I could use the mud on the ground. See you later.
Ivan's gonna leave with the party.
Okay, so you guys shove Boslin through the window of this. You hear him land on top of a dead goat man with an arrow sticking through his eye. Boslin, you find yourself in a small, squalid hut. You see that there are a couple of piles of rags and straw in the corner. In the middle of the hut, be a small fire, and you can see it's like an arm or something like that that's roasted. It looks to be burned on one side and raw on the other, and the smell of something like bacon fills the hut. You realize you are now itching pretty horrifically because your skin is covered in fleas. Make me a strength check. You begin involuntarily squirming, which unfortunately means that there's a chance that you will break. Hopefully they don't, because that would mean that a demon-possessed lunatic is going to be unleashed upon this.
Yeah.
Just don't roll a 20.
Strength check?
Yep.
Strength check? Okay.
Yeah.
13.
Okay. Thank goodness you don't succeed, but you're now kind of rolling around on the ground trying to scratch your body in the dirt as these fleas dig into you. It is 9 o'clock. We're going to hit pause because I need to reevaluate all of my life choices because my players have now split the party, and I need 30 seconds to have an existential crisis off screen. And we will join back up in 10 minutes. So we will start play at 9:10. I'll be sooner
Can
than
you
that, but we'll start
record
play.
that existential
Gotcha.
crisis?
Sounds good.
There you go. Sorry.
The goats are screaming again.
Right. Anybody who's hanging around through the pause want to tell me what happened before I arrived? Nope.
I don't remember.
It's all right. We
Where
killed
you
the
came in.
3 soldiers. Did we kill them?
Yep.
And I heard something
was-
about a bath.
A bath.
What?
He
No.
said we killed the 3rd one in the bath, near the bath, in the baths, something like that. No, nothing to do with bath. Okay.
No.
I wonder what I
There
heard.
was no bath.
Okay.
Jared may have been bathing in blood.
Hmm.
Maybe.
He might have been the one that was in the back. I don't know.
That's probably what I heard. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything noteworthy about the battle? It was just
It was really fast. Waggletop tried to get them to stop and capture one of them, but that ended real quick.
okay.
And then we came to this place.
Okay.
It was mostly just them getting murdered.
Okay. Were they fighting back at all? Do they have any fighting ability?
Yeah, they had pikes and nets, but they were easily outmatched by one Ivan.
Okay. So those are more like farming tools than, or
Yeah.
herding tools than
they're
weapons.
just like basic cop kind of guys, and not, elite mercenary forces.
Not soldiers. Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Man. I was not expecting a total character shift within the second session of play. My whole thing was just being like a paladin berserker, and now I'm just. Well, this is gonna be interesting.
So you can be really
I'm gonna mute myself, but call me when it's time for you to come back.
A full-fledged, like,
Okay.
he's a background in the police.
Good to hear you, Dwight.
And, monk or whatever. Yeah, and he's a tiefling. Or full-fledged human hunter, but they don't exist in that world. You should really unlock it.
Yeah. That's pretty good. You want some like cinnamon toast crunch or something?
No, I'm good. Thank you. Elliot, I so appreciate your willingness to explain to me what a dwarf was. I was actually trying to get the perspective of one of the characters, what he thought a dwarf was. So I was like, shush, you're messing up my, like, I'm not that great a player to begin with, don't ruin my game. Not good. Yeah, I mean, got like 2 skills, I need to be able to use them.
Absolutely destroy, ruthlessly, brutally. That's the word you were looking for. All words. And I miss the ending. I miss the like existential crisis that I get every time that my players did something very logical and reasonable that I just did not expect for some reason.
Don't need any of those dragons. I get them all.
Yes, it is.
Are you still doing this whole thing?
What?
Sandwich on that, or what if you did sandwich still? Am I still doing what?
The school thing where you want to
Subbing? Yep. Just super rarely.
I'm sure you're not done tomorrow.
I might get a call asking if I can. I have to wake up at 6 and see if I have a text. I don't have to, but I do.
Well, I should put off my teeth. Here, look at this. Here, let me show you something. You stay there. I'm gonna show you something fun.
Okay.
So, this is machine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it shoots water to clean your teeth.
Nice. Does it feel really clean when it's done?
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's really good with braces. Because you don't have to do
Nice.
4 brushes.
Okay.
And you think it wasn't that powerful if you tried it, but it's very
Powerful
powerful.
enough. Okay.
Yeah, I would honestly bring this if it had a little water. I'd bring this to a watering hole.
Okay. Cool. Nice.
You okay?
It's almost tripped over you. Or stepped on it and thought it was pushing something.
Hey Matt, from your end, can you hear me typing?
Type.
Oh,
Yeah.
darn it. Is it annoying?
Josh would probably rather not have it on your audio track.
Okay. Well, so far everything's documented. So we are half of the thing on the whatever that.
Nice. But you can also mute.
Yeah.
Probably your microphone has a mute button.
Probably. But also, yeah.
If you're recording to both Audacity or some recorder as well as sending it to Riverside, then it's probably best to mute at the microphone level because then it would mute both.
So the thing we muted right now, you can still hear us though, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think this microphone actually has a mute button. Which is too bad.
Huh.
Yeah, it is surprisingly devoid of buttons. Weird.
Yeah. I should get like an input switch that just goes in here so I can just click it on and off. That should work.
But I also probably be a better player if I'm not also documentarian, so that's
Fair
all right.
enough.
First half will be well captured.
I wonder if proximity also plays a part.
The history document, I think, does not have to be exhaustive. It can be broad brushstrokes. From my perspective, it's not, yeah.
It doesn't have to be exhaustive. It just has to tire you out a little bit, and then once you take like a few days nap, then you'll be back on it.
Yeah, I'm remembering how many times there were like mentions of things that we didn't get and didn't notice until like the 5th mention last season. But this could be different, fewer breadcrumb trails for us to identify. Well, since we have a pause, I will go on the internet and learn some spell or another so that I have something to contribute to a future conflict.
I'm back.
So we can just do cantrips, right?
Yeah,
And
well, I
since
mean,
we are, like,
they don't
level-
take slots to cast.
Yeah. A cantrip does not take a spell slot to cast, but it is going to consume your action or bonus action or whatever it is, in combat.
And since we are awesomely high level 3, we can also just do whatever our first level and second level spells are without hindrance.
I mean,
This
those
depends
cost
on your
spell
class,
slots.
but likely those are going to consume spell slots for you. What's your
I
class?
kind of forget how spell slots work.
Um,
I see that I have 3 slots.
Are they all level 1 slots?
I've got
What class
I have
are you?
3 cantrip slots and no slots under first level. I have 3 first level spells and 1 second level spell, but the 3 boxes next to the word slots are all beside the word first level. But I
You
don't have
have
any
3
boxes.
first level spell slots.
Okay.
If you scroll down, you might find second level spell slots, but maybe not since we're only 3rd level.
That
Your
would be
play-
where you would get the second levels. Are you a druid?
Yeah, what's your class?
I'm not sure. Let me see. Ranger.
Oh, yeah, you probably only have ones at this point.
Okay. But how do the slots work? I've got 3. Does that mean I can do 1 spell 3 times, or all 3 spells, or can I only do 3 spells in a day? I don't
You
understand
can cast 3 level 1 spells,
Okay.
and it's possible that you can upcast a cantrip as a level 1 spell. When you take a long rest, you can regenerate them, and there are other ways to regenerate them as well.
So
But
what
I'm
you
not
should
sure that rangers get cantrips, actually.
What you should do
Oh, yeah, maybe
is you should because every class has different spell casting. Wizards know spells, have different rules for what spells they know and how they cast them than clerics or than rangers or than sorcerers. So you should familiarize yourself with the ranger spellcasting. So in the ranger, there's a section in the player's handbook for rangers, and in that section there's a heading for spellcasting, and that describes how spellcasting works for you. And there'll be a chart there that it'll explain everything.
Awesome. Okay, thank you.
And it explains exactly what spell slots are and how it all works.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Excellent. You guys ready?
Yes.
One more thing that I'd like to actually ask. So, what's going to happen to my character? Should I just what's happening there?
So we will find out. Yeah. Victor is still in the scenario and is
Not, but I mean,
yeah. You're there. Stuff's gonna happen.
Cool.
To marinate in your fleeing timeout zone. Just really simmer. Yeah, think about your choice.
There's no D&D rule that says that all of the characters have to have a narrative devoted to them.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, so you are in the world, in the story, so hang tight. In fact, let me just go ahead and
So far in this dream world, we've seen an abomination, a satyr, lots of goat people, lots of humans being treated like animals, and 1 giant eye, and 1 orc, and 1 goat, 1 robot goose.
I think we
Clockwork,
haven't seen the giant eye yet, right?
So we're now
because we had to rewind a little bit. Yeah.
All right. Is Dwight there?
I'm here.
Excellent. Sehr gut.
Can I try
After
typing
shoving-
before we go live?
What do you?
So
ahead.
far I've documented everything from this episode, but I don't want to keep doing it if the sound. We just moved the mic. I'm going to try typing and see if this sound is annoying and going to wreck recordings.
I
Will
can
that
hear
wreck
it.
it?
Everybody's on their own channel, so I don't think it'll be too bad. You can type away. Having shoved Boslin, let me hang on. Welcome back. Having shoved Boslin, the tiny jagged window, and deposited him there, the party sets forth. Crocula's. As you approach the gates of the city, an immense tower protruding out of a giant stone structure in the middle of the city. It appears to be pretty much all that's really in. Everything else is more of these little hovels, and you see goat men sweeping the dirt or rooting around with hose or munching on random brambles and brush. The inside of the city seems to be a pretty sparse and sad place. As you get closer to this large stone fortress, that eye at the top of the tower is obviously scanning goat men leading humans every now and then into the structure, and you see the eye pass over you, and for a split second your heart stops. But the eye moves on, and it seems that Crocular's this ruse has worked. As you enter this stone building, you see ahead of you that it opens up into a large room. You see a 7-foot tall dragonborn with green scale, fiery red at his side, and you see that he is conversing with several purple-skinned, spike-covered freaks with a giant eye in the middle of their face. And there are goat men that are holding at bay with large, pointy bar pikes. One of them steps forward to try to remove a beautiful silver headband from the head of this young woman, and you see it scream in pain and in anger, and you see smoke and fire erupt from its hooved hand where it tries to touch its band on top of the woman's head. Behind all of these figures, as these purple-skinned beings part, that there is a grotesque, hideous abomination of a goat man with one eye that looks to be almost a foot in diameter. Eye seems to be permanently fused into the base of what looks like a telescope that leads up into the roof. See, from the belly of this goat man, there are these slavering tentacles whipping around, and you see the goat man takes a person that on a leash, and it throws the person over towards these tentacles. And you see these tentacles wrap around this, drag them up inside of the body, and you see the person screaming disappear up into the body of the creature. The Longborn is doing with the purple-skinned, horned, one-eyed beings in a language that none of you understand unless any of you speak the language of demons. Does anybody have an exotic language on their list?
The one guy.
The one guy can speak Abyssal or understand Abyssal.
I speak Abyssal and Infernal, but someone tied me up and left me in a cave. Which, to be fair, was half my fault, but, you know.
It was 80% your fault.
Some percentage. Blame shall be allocated after. Does anyone
Ivan did
else?
all the talking he could.
But anybody who wants to have a passive insight of 13 or more.
No.
Passive insight?
Not at
Yes.
all.
Nope.
Okay.
11.
Very good. So this is the scene before you. You see a large green dragonborn with a red fiery sword arguing a bunch of purple-skinned horns emerging. One big eye in the middle. You see that they're arguing together while several goat men seem to be tending to this monstrosity in the middle of the room, feeding people.
Guys, I think that's Big Moose. He's shapeshifted into a dragonborn. He's green with a red sword.
Should we get the
That's
girls
pretty-
first?
Oh,
I think we should try and get
Oh.
the girls.
but if we get
You
Big
see-
Moose, then I
see
can be
them?
a dwarf again.
You see one girl.
Oh, one girl.
Oh, one.
Is she close to the aberrant being about to be fed to him?
Yeah, you see that she is about 20 feet away to the side of the room. There are 4 goat men who are currently trying to hold her at bay. In and headband off of her head, but every time they touch it, it causes them to erupt in fire wherever they touch it, and so they're angrily trying to her.
Are we
Nice,
still
she's
camouflage?
safe. Let's kill the dragonborn.
All together now? 1, 2, 3.
Let's go.
And Ivan will charge the dragonborn.
Yep.
He
In a moment, this silent image is creating some of visual barrier. It dissipates, and Ivan, this large, angry man, cutter's axe, goes screaming and charging forwards. You see all of the goat men that are dealing are so preoccupied they don't even notice. But the 3 purple skinned, horned, one-eyed beings, the dragonborn, turn and they see you charging at them, and they, with wide eyes, fury, startled, but they have not yet reacted. Everyone, roll for initiative. Actually, no. Do you get initiative?
12.
17.
11.
Can we
18
not
for
like
Ivan.
get a opportunity attack for being coming out of a?
Yeah, do we get a surprise round?
We get surprised. Yeah, they're all surprised.
You know what?
You just said that.
You did say they're
You
surprised.
guys did get the element of surprise. I'm going to say that all of you get a surprise action before actual turn order begins. Go for it. All right.
Or you can give them the
17
surprise
for
condition
Ivan.
for this fight, for the first round.
I also got a 17, and we
Okay.
have the same dexterity.
Roll off.
Oh, that's
Come
my new
on,
character's
baby
name.
needs a new
Oh.
pairs of shoes.
Gotta write that down.
18.
Ivan.
2.
2. Okay. So, Inion. Ivan. Anybody else's initiative?
11.
Okay.
12.
Crocular has a 9.
Okay. Very good. Excellent. Leon, you see that there is arguing with some purple-skinned beings with one eye in the face. You see 4 and 1 enormous dragonborn. Go for it. You do.
Is there an angle on that giant eye you were saying that was like a foot wide?
Diameter, yes. This being, this monstrosity, seems to have this immense eyes just growing out of the side of its head. Its head is kind of turned up, and it looks its eye is perfectly fused into the socket of this giant telescope-looking cylinder that leads up into the ceiling. Yes, he is obstructed. Are more than welcome to engage.
Gross.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to shoot him in the eye area.
Okay.
How's a 24 to hit?
That in fact hits.
I will add a what's it called? A distracting strike to that. So I will roll a 1d8 and add that damage to my damage, 6, and the next person who attacks gets advantage as long as until my next turn. So I can't get advantage, but someone else can. So then the actual just regular damage is 5 plus 6, so 11 damage.
Your arrow into the base of this giant eye, and you see it kind of squelch, and Icarus goo seeping out of the base of the eye, and this thing, it looks like it used, but all of its flesh seems to be kind of fused and weirdly smooth body. It has only patches of goat hair on it, but as this arrow is into the base of it and this purple goo comes seeping out, the creature screams in and the ground
About what I
has
expected.
this tremulous shake. The ground begins to shake.
Hey, we know that goat word by now. We can translate that.
Means
That's
I just got
Goatman
shot in the
ow.
eye.
Yeah, that's Goatman.
Okay, so tell me if you will allow this. Ivan probably would have been activating his raid while he was counting down 3, 2, 1, but I did not describe that.
That's fair. I will say that the one who popped all this off, you into a rage and charged forward, and that's what initiated all of this. So we will say that you are in a rage.
Okay. He will. Let's see. Do I have to use a bonus action to go into frenzied attack, or how does that work? No, I just can. Okay. I will go up to the hunter and attack him. I will swing at him in my rage with an 18 plus 6? 24.
That hits.
Okay. For 16 damage. One of a better landed blow for Ivan. And then if
You
he's
s-
not if he's not
He is
felled,
not
I'll
dead. He is.
And then in my frenzy, I will whip off another swing at him. Ooh, this one wild and untrained. I rolled a, let's see, 9.
Yeah. So your axe on that second blow pings off green scales, and you see green sparks emanate as the axe is diverted by his scales.
Mhm.
I say, Ivan, don't kill him, but definitely take him down. And I say, freeze, big moose. And I cast Ray of Frost. Let's see. That is going to be a. 13.
Wait, Ivan, did you get advantage from the
Oh, 15
distracting
damage.
shot from Enian's distracting shot?
I think you went to a different.
Oh,
Enemy.
different guy.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a 15 to hit.
15 to hit the Dragonborn
Yeah.
with your
Ray of
freezing
Frost.
ray of.
Yeah.
As you shout, "Freeze, Moose!" Moose turns and locks eyes with you. Split second, his sword, and you see this part
Of frosty energy.
and it splits
Curse you.
into on either side of him.
Ooh!
Veda is off the sword drawn, shield, and she's toward the sword, toward the Dragonborn.
Okay.
If the lightning thing works by her will, lightning out the sword before she gets there. But if not, she'll just wait until the sword gets there and then lightning activate. Go.
Okay. Do you have a ability that channels lightning damage into your weapon? Is that
Last time I used my sword,
okay. I gotcha. So you at the Dragonborn, make that attack on him.
it's just right, nothing special.
You'll get to
just
add
an
your
attack
proficiency bonus and either your dexterity or your strength to it.
Okay, it is a 9. Dexterity is a 3. Proficiency bonus. No, that's the saving throw. Where do I see a proficiency bonus? Where am I looking?
So on
Do you
your
have D&D
character
Beyond
sheet.
open?
I'm looking at my character sheet.
Do you have an action, or do you have an actions tab?
I do. Yes.
Is there anything listed under attack?
I got longsword and unarmed strike.
Which of those are you using?
Longsword, presumably.
Cool. So there's a column that says hit/DC. That's the number
Busted.
you add.
Thank you. Okay, so 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
14. Your longsword clangs his green scales, and you see sparks similar to the sparks of Ivan's axe head when it glanced off. But you see that your sword bite into his flesh, but guarded by his scales. Do you have any other bonus actions or anything that you're going to use?
She's going to take the inertia of the banging off, spin in an entire circle, letting her sword fall, aiming at his ankles.
Okay.
Does that count? Like I'm hitting him twice. I don't know if that's an allowed thing.
If you want, you can place Hunter's Mark on him with a bonus action, or you can try to shove him and push him over with your shield, because you do have a Shield Master shove ability. So if you want to do that, you can make an athletics, or you can for more damage in the future. Hunter's Mark will let you add a d6 anytime you hit him in the future once you've marked him.
And he's huge, right?
He's just large.
And I am too. Or ordinary.
A medium-sized creature.
You're
but
large?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're a half-elf.
Okay. If we're not comparably sized, I would Hunter's.
Okay. Hunter's Mark upon him.
She Hunter's marks the hunter.
The hunter becomes the hunted. Crocular.
Cool. Aaron, you should read up on how Hunter's Mark works.
Reading it right now.
So that when your turn comes around. Awesome.
D6 to the damage. That's it. The mechanics are fairly simple.
If
Mr.
anybody
Dungeon
wants to
Master.
attack the giant eye guy before my turn, it would be smart.
Yeah. So, has Waggletop gone yet? Yeah, Waggletop went. Am I the last? Okay. I was going to use a spell, which would be him rolling instead of me rolling with advantage. I have this question though. Is there like a big group of them all together?
Yeah. So the 3 skinned monsters were arguing with the Dragonborn, and all of the purple-skinned monsters to be right behind the Dragonborn. So they're all in a cluster on the other side of your players. And then there are the 4 goatmen harassing this woman, and they're about 20 feet away over on the side of the room.
Where's the eye creature?
In the center of the room.
So it's not close to either of those 2 groups.
It's about 10 feet away from the group of the purple-skinned monsters and the Dragonborn.
If I stand halfway in between the eye guy and the purple-skinned monsters, how many of them can I hit with a 10-foot spear?
You could get the Dragonborn and all of the monsters. Or you could get this aberration in the center of the room with the giant eye.
Okay, I can't get both.
No.
In that case, I'm going to stand back by Enian, who has a bow, and I'm going to take advantage of his distracting shot to Eldritch Blast at the eye thing with advantage.
Excellent.
That's going to be a 17 to hit.
That hit.
And 7 damage. Ow. Ding.
Yeah. You blast away, face the eye, and you see the head separate from the eye, and purple ichor is glugging out of the outside of the face of this being on the ground. It's now writhing, gurgling, screaming noises, and the ground tremors even harder. In a circle in the around this creature, you see a number of flaming tendril infernal script light up, and in the center of this that has erupted around this, a portal rips open in the ground, and the body of this thing falls into it. Enion, it is you.
Yikes! Dwight, are you muted?
I'm just thinking. Sorry.
Okay.
I will shoot at the Dragonborn if I can still see him.
Oh, you can. He's right.
Okay. He gets an arrow to the face.
An arrow
How is 24 to hit?
that hits.
Very good.
I will then pierce that face with 8 more damage. And I will expend another superiority dice to tell Ivan to attack using my what's it called?
Commanding strike.
Commanding strike. Yes, commander's strike. So you can use a bonus action to attack, and you get also a 8 added to your damage.
Oh, I can use a bonus action to attack?
Yes.
Right now,
Ooh,
out of
Right
turn
now.
order.
I
A
already
reaction or a bonus
used
action?
my bonus action in my rage.
It's a
to do a second
new
attack.
it's a new
Yeah.
round, so you should have a
New
new
round, so you're
bonus
good.
action.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, doesn't it?
So I
Oh, okay. If you say so.
okay.
Yep.
So I
We're
will
at the
bonus action attack. Ooh, I rolled a 2. That's probably not gonna hit. Okay, 8.
total. No, not hit your axe head. He parts your blow with his flaming sword as he just up, grab at this, stabbed into the top of his forehead.
I can only do so much.
Yeah. These creatures, these purple-skinned Nothics, as fans of previous seasons will recognize, scream with a high-pitched kind of infrasonic scream, and you see that their are tipped, sharp, black, shiny claws, and they begin tearing at with these claws. That's a 18, absolute failure, and a near critical. Ivan, these creatures. That's crud buckets. Sorry, bud. Ivan, you 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 of rending, slashing damage. Black claws all sink into you.
Nasty.
Okay. Ivan's surrounded and he's getting shredded, but it doesn't seem to shred him up as much as you might think.
That's right. So you're taking half damage from that, right?
Yeah. So 17.
Ivan, it is your turn to retaliate. You are surrounded by these 3 Nothics that are shredding at you with their claws.
Sorry, is it do I round up? 17 divided by 2, is that 8 or 9?
It would be 9 because it always rounds out of your favor.
Okay. Cool. Thanks. Okay. Well, Ivan is going to take another swing. What else does he do but swing his woodcutter's axe at the hunter?
Okay.
Ooh, natural 1.
Oofda doofda. Oh,
Rolled a 2
no.
1.
Oh, bud.
Cards.
Boy. We've got... Okay, what type of damage are you doing here? Slash? Is it an axe? Okay. You see that as you swing at this guy, your axe the ground at his feet, and your face and neck are fully vulnerable, and he slashes his flaming sword at your head. You duck your head down out of the way, and as this fiery blade passes over your head, Oatman and hurls this kind of pike-like weapon at Enion, and you see goes flying over his shoulder and misses him. Hurls its weapon at Veda, and you see it misses her. All of these go, and then the other one continues to with this band on top of the woman's head. It takes out a dagger, and you see it try to stick this dagger in the headband and the woman's head. It is
trying to pry it off of her.
Okay. Ivan is my best chance of getting Big Moose. So I'm going to cast Magic Missile at those guys with the fingers. What are they called? Nothics?
Nothics.
Yeah, I'm just going to throw a bunch of Magic Missiles at one of those guys. Let's see. I've forgotten how to do that. Oh, it just hits. So I just rolled damage?
That's right.
Okay. Ooh, that's 5. Yay. Do I roll a die for each dart or one for all?
Yes. You roll a die for each dart and add 1 to each of those die that you roll.
So 5, 3, and... Oh, I only have 2 of these. Okay, 5, 3, and 3. 11 total.
Okay. Each of these darts embeds into the body of this creature, and you see that it is, or you have ravaged its body. These are wicked, dangerous claws, but you see that their bodies are actually not that. They're fairly thin, small body. You know that they can't take a ton of damage, but man, can they dish it.
Okay. And I say, Enion, not the face. Shoot him in the knee.
I'll put an arrow in his knee.
Yes.
Veda, it is.
Veda, shaken that her prior sword attack was so ineffectual, starts backing away from the dragonborn with the sword in the direction of the sister with the crown, trying to put herself between the is what looks to her like attacking her, waving a blade at her face.
Yeah, there's trying to stab at the top of her, the headband on top of her head and pry it off. Do you attack him? If you use your shield, push him away. You can use an athletics check, and I'll let you make that with advantage because he's not paying attention to you. You can come running at him from the side and bash him.
Yeah, I think I would.
Okay.
Roll to 5, have a +0.
He's going to
Is there
have
anything else to add into that? I don't think so.
No, and you don't need to. He rolled a 1, so he goes
and lands on his side.
So he is now prone, and you supplant yourself, this young woman and the creatures. You still have an attack. There are 2 more goatmen nearby, and 1 more that has stepped away.
Yeah, I would attack whichever one is closest, but I would be sticking close to this girl now.
If you attack the one that just fell on the ground, you'd have advantage.
Okay. 3 and sorry guys, I just don't know the mechanics. Is it just the straight thing I rolled, or do I add things into it?
You get to your attack bonus to it, and you have a +2 attack with that longsword. That's not right. You should have a +3 4, 5. You should have a +5 with that because you're attacking with your dexterity. So I'm just wrong. So to your attack.
Okay, good. Then I have a 16.
Okay, that hits. Roll damage on him.
6.
You see that
damage
you
is
have.
not the 20-sided dice, is it? Damage is something else.
It's a D8. D8 plus.
Then
Oh,
4.
plus. Yeah. Okay.
I rolled a 1 on the D8.
Okay. So 4. Okay, 4 total. You stab this goat man who has fallen prone on the ground. Moose, this enormous 7-foot green-scaled, fire-wielding dragonborn, peels back and bellows out a blast of fire from his mouth. Ivan and who else is nearby that hit him directly? Really, it's just that's nearby. So Ivan, make me a dexterity saving throw.
Sorry, 22.
Okay, you dodge out of the way. You have taken, but instead you only take 5, and I'm guessing you have that even further. Take 2 points of wash over you to very little effect. You can see a look of surprise and anger in the eyes of this dragonborn as he tries to bring her down on you. Does a 18 hit you?
Yeah.
Okay. He slashes for 6 points of damage. Sword. He is rolling like garbage. Down?
No.
Okay. All right.
Hurt.
But it hurts.
No,
Just
he
adding
only-
sound
Croculus.
effects.
he only takes 3
Croculus.
damage, though.
That's
Oh,
right.
that's right. Oh, yeah.
It's slashing. He's a barbarian.
God.
Is there still a group of 3 Nothics altogether?
Yes, they are all trying to slash at him. Right?
Can
One of
I
them's pretty busted up.
Gang on terribly.
can I position myself so that those 3 are within 5 feet of me, but Ivan is not? So that they're in
Yes.
the 10-foot sphere centered on me, but not Ivan.
Yes.
Okay.
There's enough
So they're
room in
about
this
to get-
room.
They're about to get some tasty arms of Hadar.
Ooh. Radar.
So what you see is like these tendrils, like Crocular just sort of wanders over there like the Joker with like not standing up straight and then just like stands there and these like tendrils of blank nothingness start to come out of him and you can sort of start to see like interstellar space through them like they were a lens. And as these tendrils start to wrap themselves around the Nothics, they are each going to need to make a DC 13 strength check.
All of them fail.
That's such a beautiful thing because that means that they all take 3d6 damage, which is going to be 9.
9? Okay.
9
You
points of
see
damage for each of them.
that arm just stab through the eye of the one that was already, and you see its body begin ragdolling as the tentacle is whipping its body around. The arms wrap around them, and you crunch noise as you can hear their bones being broken in their body.
Nice. Also, they cannot take reactions until their next turn. So things like opportunity attacks are not available to them until they get a turn. I've eaten their reactions.
Very good.
Okay.
Enion, it is your.
So what are my options here? What am I looking at?
So you're looking at two Nothics that are being crushed, constricted by these space tentacles that are protruding
Cavity of your compatriot.
ocular. A dragonborn with rage in his eyes and some smoke coming out of his nostrils, who is brandishing a flaming sword. You see that
And
there is a goat. He looks pretty banged up.
Dragonborn, banged up.
Dragonborn looks very banged up, but obviously is still on his feet and is very dangerous.
I will aim at his knee.
Go for it.
And just a second, I might be adding in a disarming attack. You said he had some sort of flaming sword.
Yes, he does have a flaming sword in his hand.
Okay, and I have to wait to see if I hit. So let's see if I hit first. Badook. How's a dang it 9?
Yeah, no, that fails to make purchase. He parts your attack blade.
Gotcha. So I will sort of scoot away from anyone that's near me, unless they're close enough that would raise an opportunity attack.
No. So tell me, Crocular, when your enemies are being held by of Hadar, what are their options? So they have
to break out?
It's nothing like that. They just get battered by it and hurt by it, and then they're not
very good.
restrained or anything like that.
You see that these two Nothics turns its gaze at you, swirling arcane energy in its eye, and you feel
in the pit
nausea in the pit of your stomach, and you can smell rotten, putrid flesh begin seeping out of your pores. Make me a DC 12 Constitution as this Nothic pierces you with its rotting gaze.
That's going to be a 7. Going to fail that one.
Blah. The
rotting gaze is nasty. This is going to hurt.
11 points. You take 11 points of necrotic damage. Gaze. And you see the other Nothic takes it, begins swinging at Ivan. Does a Ivan. You take that's box
6, 7, 8, 9.
So 4 points of damage. Claw that's so it was 9 gets knocked down to 4 because of your damage reduction. Waggletop.
Okay, what is the ground that we're standing on? What is it made of?
Dirt. You're standing on a dirt floor.
Yes. I want to cast Mold Earth and excavate 5 feet down from underneath Big Moose and say, why don't you pick on somebody your own size? Attempt to make him shorter.
Nice. Okay. This is successful. You see the Dragonborn locks and his anger distracts him, and he is unable to do anything as the earth out from underneath him, and he drops down, and he's now eye to
He's
almost exactly as tall as you.
I'm gonna run over there. I'm gonna use my movement to get over
there. Do your thing.
Yep. That's all. I'm just running over there.
Yep, Veda.
She shouts to the sister, "We're here for you and your sister," and then steps away from hers, keeping between her and all the threats. Just swinging at anybody she can reach, any bad guy she can reach.
There is still there's still a prone goat man.
Okay, that's the one then. Whack.
Okay.
So you roll with advantage. You roll d20 twice.
Thank you. And I get to add in my 5 points.
Yeah.
And I got a 16 again.
You hit.
16.
Roll that damage.
This time 4. Nope. Plus 3. 7.
correct. 7. That is
Just enough. Finish this goat off. You run him through, and he completes his last. You are able to, if you want, transfer your hunter's mark to target. Has died, so if you want to transfer it, you can.
So I marked the hunter. He's not dead, is he?
Oh,
He's
that's right. You marked the Dragonborn. On there, then. Okay, very good. This Dragonborn is
looking you in the eye.
And eyes at you.
He tries to swing his fiery sword at you because
He sees what you've done to him. And oh boy. Oh no. Oh, this is awful. You just ran up to him and he just you for 20. Does 20 hit?
Let's see. Is there any way I can get out of that? No, that hits me.
Yeah. So that's 7 points of flaming fiery damage. It's this flaming sword cuts off a little edge of your beard too.
You monster!
Crocular. It is.
I'm patting out the flames.
Frankly, I'm amazed you're still alive. I'm surprised you have that many hit points.
So we've got the Dragonborn still standing.
He is still standing. He is about
Doing all sorts
Swaggle
of
top. So
down at the level of your knees,
but his head and shoulders are sticking out of the pit that has opened up beneath him.
Sweet. And what other threats are there? Are there still goats?
So yeah, so you still 2 Nothics are damaged by your. So if this is a sustained spell effect, this would be a good time to resolve that.
It's
So yeah,
it's a one-time thing. It happens.
so there are some Nothics who 2 Nothics found
3 goat men
that are back kind of in the corner with their pikes leveled at you. They seem to be cowering because they see all the carnage before them. As a pole arm, 2 of them have pulled out daggers, and they're kind of huddled together, weapons pointed at you, and the Dragonborn. And there is a giant flaming circle of fire that pit of that of the aberration with the giant eye has disappeared down.
I like that. I like the looks of that. I'm going to need to examine that in more detail later. But for now, I think, oh no, but I've got these Nothics right up next to me. I don't like having them so close. I am going to, no, you know what? I don't know, who's done more damage to us, the Nothics or the Dragonborn?
The Nothics have been shredding away their razor sharp. There are two of them.
Right.
One Dragonborn with a fiery sword.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give these Nothics another Arms of Hadar. They haven't gotten out of the way. They're still in range, right?
They are.
I'm gonna hit them with another one. So they both have to make 13 DC 13 strength checks, saving throws.
One of them succeeds and one of them fails. Do they damage on a success?
They take half damage on a success, and the amount of damage is only 8. So one of them takes 8, one of them takes 4.
Exactly. To finish both of them off on a failure. Come through, and you see one of them just snaps the neck of one Nothic, and the other one slaps the side of the face so hard that the eye just bursts, and there's this explosion of eyeball juice, and both of them collapse in a pile on the floor.
Hey, did I just kill 3 of the bad guys? Did I just kill 3 of the bad guys? Just standing
Killed
here?
all 3 Nothics.
Not even trying? I think I didn't even do that? What's going on? Is it
so? In that split moment of ego, in that ego and hubris, you see a flame erupt from the darkness at the center of the circle and rising, levitating. First, you see 2 enormous curly horns, and then you see the shaggy head with the 5 eyes and the black billowing robes of a ghost of some kind, and you see him from the darkness slowly spinning in a circle, and with fire hands, he turns his gaze upon all of you and says, and having met the maid, we will stop. Next week, we will find out the ramifications, the consequences, that will fall as we engage a demon mage thing. Thank you so much for joining us this week. It has been a pleasure watching our players grow inside and out, learn conflict resolution. We are the therapy integration. All this, I feel really good, guys. I really feel like this was a step in the right direction. It's been a pleasure having you with us for the Starfall. Please join us next week at the same bat time, 7:30 Monday night, where we will find out the resolution combat.